When John Krasinski described his most bizarre fan contact, he remarked, "She did this and just walked away. I don't watch it, so I don't care." Consider the time John Krasinski described to Conan O'Brien one of the bizarre encounters he had while filming The Office in a pub. The iconic character of Jim Halpert played by John Krasinski in the hit television program The Office. He became a beloved character in the program thanks to his depiction of the affable and amusing paper seller. The Office comedy gained a level of relatability through Krasinski's superb timing, expressive facial expressions, and sweet pranks on Dwight Schrute. The development of his character's romance and their on-screen chemistry with Jenna Fisher's character, Pam, became the series' focal point. The work Krasinski did on The Office is evidence of his skill and his contribution to the show's ongoing success. Strangest fan encounter with John Krasinski. John Krasinski attained enormous success in 2007, when The Office was at its height, luring viewers into the world of Dunder Mifflin and solidifying itself as a cherished an enduring classic of television comedy. During his appearance on Late Night with Conan O'Brien, he was open about his role and shared his craziest fan experience. He responded to O'Brien's query, "You must be getting recognized a lot." "I occasionally get recognized, but it's nice because every fan of the show has been really, really cool. However, there was this one strange incident where I went into a bar and I just felt off about the place, like it might have been in the Twilight Zone. I thought, something weird is going to happen. This girl came up to me and she's like, 'Are you in The Office?' And I was like, 'Yeah, I am.' And she's like, 'Well, I don't watch it so I don't care,'" he said. I said, "Okay, great, thank you, and it's been great getting to know you," to which she replied, "But my friend Esra really likes it." She sounded a lot like Kristen Wiig's character, and she's like, "My friend really likes it. Here's Sarah," continued Krasinski. So I go to say, "Hey Sarah, how you doing?" And I see the original Sarah who is shorter than she is. I say, "So Sarah," and she says, "My favorite episode," and I was like, "Oh, that's fantastic," and then this girl just sticks her fingers in my throat. The first girl was just like, boom, all the way back, and I was like, I looked over to her and there was literally this moment of complete surreality where I just was like, and she just looked up at me and said, "Oh, I'm sorry and she walked away. John Krasinski talks about working with George Clooney in this sentence. O'Brien also discussed Krasinski's then upcoming film with George Clooney during the conversation. "You recently finished filming a movie with George Clooney," he said. "What now?" Krasinski asked in response. "That is not logical at all. After drinking coffee in the morning, I was in the trailer when I thought, nope, no, hold on. It still doesn't make sense. Yorkie's a big movie star," he said. "Because you know, the most people I run into on the street are Jim and you're like, yeah, how are you doing George Clooney?" I was asking him that when he stepped out of a building and he was walking on a set, a woman driving an SUV drove right by him. You now know that people have computers in their brains because she opened the door, got out, and called out, "George, George," leaving the car and drive. She noticed him as she was driving. It's traveling down the right-hand side of the street, so I always see George strolling and this woman sprinting and 4 police officers grabbing her as PAS were rushing and dodging traffic before pulling the e-brake to the right. They turned to look in the backseat, where they saw an infant in a car.